Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the law of attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality, inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Give a fish, teach to fish, delivering hope. A Paying It Forward self-improvement and personal development charitable community outreach initiative. Founded, supported, and funded by DiNuzzo Private Wealth, Inc. Thank you for joining us today. If you're looking for an inspirational speaker, please book Papi to speak to your organization or book him to speak for free to your nonprofit group that would love to hear his message of hope and inspiration. Also, Papi is pleased to announce that he has expanded into social media. Papi Mindset Coach can be found on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, Facebook, and Rumble. Please like, subscribe, and share Papi's social media links so that you can assist him in promoting his important message of hope and inspiration to his fellow brothers and sisters in need all around the world. Let's go to Papi now to set the table. Papi, good morning.
Hey, Mikey, namaste. Namaste. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you and all of our wonderful brothers and sisters who are joining us today. Thank you so much, Mikey, and thank you so much, Suzanne, for putting together a great show today. As always, I appreciate and I'm very grateful for both of you. Thank you so much. Mike, I'm just thinking again, our social media has been growing so well. And again, I just started this. I'm in my 7th decade on Earth, and I just started this maybe 6 months ago. We started. But we're almost at 10,000 followers, 10,000 subscribers on TikTok. We're approaching that on YouTube, and Instagram and Facebook are doing well as well. And what I really like about it, Mikey, is that when I talk to a lot of our brothers and sisters, again, pretty much a lot of people out there know more about social media than I do. But I'm asking about, a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters really have one channel that's their favorite. They're pretty much just on Instagram or just on YouTube or just on TikTok or predominantly. So what I'm really happy about is, I look at a lot of other coaches out there, and there's great people that I associate with in this mind, body, and spirit space. And they'll have one channel that they're over 10,000 followers on, but they really don't have any presence on the others. So I just want to thank the entire team for working with me on that. Andrew, the great work that he does, and Chris supporting that, and Nick as well, and Adam, everybody who supports us in the background, in addition to Mikey and Suzanne, for making that a success and being able to reach as many of our fellow brothers and sisters as possible. I start off, and again, my fellow brothers and sisters, this is all about your feelings. Your feelings this is what this is all about. The emotions that you're sending out of you, that are coming out of you. You will become what you think. You will attract what you feel. You will create what you imagine. You will attract what you feel. This is about the vibrations coming out of you and the feelings. So we think of what we have to be grateful for. So happy and grateful now that source energy created a universe, a perfect and infinite universe of universes, all operating on its perfect and infinite universal laws. The law of energy, the law of vibration, law of attraction, law of cause and effect, the law of karma, the law of divine oneness. All these wonderful, fantastic laws, the law of gratitude. We're going to talk about some today. And my fellow brothers and sisters, and you and I are in the game of life, and these perfect and infinite universal laws are the rules of the game. So I implore you, pay attention to them, please. If you've been on this physical 3D highway for 20, 40, 60, 80 years or more, and you don't have the grades in life, so to speak, that you would care for, if you don't have the grades in life, if you're in a job that you don't like, if you're in a relationship that you don't like, or you're not in a relationship and you don't like it, if you're driving a car you don't like, if you're in a dwelling you're living that you don't like, I would just offer a suggestion to you. Open up your mind, open up your subconscious mind, and let this flow in. And I'm suggesting to you that there is another way, that you live in a thought world within a thought universe. And this is what I'm here for, to share with you today. So thank you so much, Mikey. I remind everyone, again, I have my book available on PapiMindsetCoach.com, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. My book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, is available for free. There's a free ebook available for you on PappyMindsetCoach.com. I implore you to read my book and or even just look at one page every day. And once you start to get traction with this and momentum and understand it, then you can branch out. But what I am teaching you and coaching you with and leveling you up on, I know that it works. And I'm sharing this with you from my heart so you can live the best life possible. I know, Mike, you had queued up for today. We were just sort of dovetailing into a recent presentation I did in a not too distant past. It was a CEO collegiate entrepreneur organization. It's actually a global organization, but most of the colleges and universities are from here in the United States. And it was about 500 attendees in Tampa, Florida. And this was on the breakout group, which got to be, there was more specific questions and the students were even more interested, attended, and just the vibration and just what I love, Mikey, is this message is first and foremost for our brothers and sisters in need, for our fellow brothers and sisters in need, hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. And if I could shorten that down, I could shorten that down to just 2 words. You said, Pappy, shorten it up, hope and inspiration. You said, Pappy, can you shorten this up anymore? Yeah, I can shorten it down to 1 word. The word is love, my fellow brothers and sisters. The word is love. It's what the goal of this entire universe is, for you to love yourself, for you to recognize this God force that's inside of you, this creative power that you've been given, that you can manifest anything you can imagine. Love yourself. Number 2, love your fellow brothers and sisters. You came here to love your fellow brothers and sisters. And number 3, if there's another one, the universe says over and over again, do no harm. Mikey, what a world this would be if all of our fellow brothers and sisters love themselves, love their fellow brothers and sisters, and did no harm. When the universe talks about ancient civilizations, Mu and Og, Lumeria, even Atlantis before it went sideways, so to speak, before they lost their way, there were not only no armies, there was no police, there was no anything. If you love yourself and you love your fellow brothers and sisters and you do no harm, you don't even need any police for your society to be able to be at that 5D level that we're talking about. So this was a great organization, Mikey. I know we've woven that into our theme for today, interacting with these younger students who are mostly 18 to 22 years of age, all across the United States, and also a lot of points international as well. So thank you so much for queuing that up.
Yeah, that's awesome. What a great event to be a part of because, these young people have all these great visions. And, I know you did like the question and answer, I think is what you said you did in Tampa. And I think that's awesome because that's when the energy goes back and forth, is when people can interact with each other. So I think that's a great event to be a part of.
Yeah, so it was, Mike, I was going to say, yeah, so there was the keynote address. So I did the keynote to kick things off the first day, and it had a number of speakers. Like, as I said, it was 500 attendees, a huge event. Then the second day, there was a breakout for the Q&A. And as you said, Mike, it was really to get like even closer to the students and like how their minds work and the energy, and the world's their oyster, so to speak. They're looking at things really with a fresh start. It's just so invigorating. It's so exciting. It's so just raises your spirits so much to be around our next generation. So yeah, it was exactly what you said. That Q&A and that energy that was going back and forth was wonderful.
Yeah, I can see when you're talking about it, so you get the big smile on your face just remembering it, because that is what it's the most fun, is when you're up close to your audience and they're able to interact with you. And I know you like to say that's when the popcorn starts popping. So like that's a great experience to be a part of. So yeah. Pappy sends out a weekly email with 2 concepts to live by to everyone on his mailing list. Remember that repetition is your key to manifesting. And with so much negativity around some of us, Pappy wants to provide you with a positive message directly to your inbox once a week. So, Pappy, what 2 concepts to live by are you sharing with us today?
Yeah, Mike, 2 concepts to live by. And again, when you mentioned the free ebook again, I just want to give our audience, our fellow brothers and sisters, a little bit of a heads up. So I was directed to write Manifesting That You Can Imagine. And at the same time, the universe said, Pappy, do it in Spanish as well. So Manifesta Todo. So we've got it in Spanish as well. And the next questions that I get most frequently after I wrote the book is, Pappy, I'd like to get coached up on this. How can I learn more? How can I be coached, etc.? And I've been working on that for at least the last year. And what I have is getting ready to launch is the 28-day Manifesting Accelerator online coaching course. So this course is going to be available in the near future. It's an online coaching course, 28 straight days. The first 7 days, I do base building to build up your confidence in your knowledge base of how this all works. And then from day 8 through 28, for 21 consecutive days, I give you a specific coaching tip every single day, and I work on that with you. Now, at the end of the 28th day, you're not done. You would go back and watch the first session, the first class, the first day again, go through the base building, go through. So ideally, you would look at some part of this every day, even if it's for 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Most of the coaching sessions are 20 minutes. So after I do that, Mikey, now this 28-day manifesting accelerator, everything that I do is I have a free ebook for all of our fellow brothers and sisters. On this, Mikey, the 28-day manifesting accelerator, it's a buy one, give one. So anyone who buys one, I'm going to send a free class to our fellow brothers and sisters. I'm building lists, contact names, and lists in all throughout Africa, South America, Australia, the Far East, etc. Obviously, inner cities here in the United States. So stay tuned. After that, just one other little nugget to put out there would be the next thing I'm getting asked for would be after I have the online class, our fellow brothers and sisters saying, Papi, I want more. I want faster. I want to learn more about this. And I work at a faster pace. So what I'll be doing after that is going to be a one-to-many live online coaching. So that will come after the 28-day manifesting accelerator. So just let our audience know what's in store. Mikey, you've got a couple of great messages up this week. And again, these are the ones that we send out to everyone on our mailing list. I'm sending out a couple per week just to give you some high vibe. We're sharing wisdom. My whole entire goal with everything is to take the 7 decades that I've been on earth and collapse that down as well as possible. That's what I did in the 28-day manifesting accelerator. That's what I did in my book, Manifesting You Can Imagine. That's even what I'm attempting to do on every one of the shows, on every one of the webinars here that we work on with you. So the first topic is 10,000 hours. And Mikey, this one, I include this in my book and in the back in the table, concepts to live by, just to help manage expectations, human beings to acquire a level of adeptness at any skill. If you want to be a carpenter, an electrician, a plumber, a painter, a phlebotomist, whatever you want to be in life, even you consider different level skills, something in insurance, legal, etc. It's approximately 10,000 hours working at that specific skill until you're able to start to master. And it's almost like a light switch, Mikey, which is fascinating about the 10,000 hours. And of course, 10,000 hours is approximately 5 years. And I just let our fellow brothers and sisters know this, Mikey, because it is what I am working with my fellow brothers and sisters. And I love all of you dearly, more than you can ever imagine. And I believe in each one of you 100%. When I'm working with all of our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, is for me to work with them, to develop for them and create a manifesting lifestyle. This is all about a manifesting lifestyle. When people come to me, they're too myopically honed in on just one thing, whatever it may be. I want to expand their mind and not so much pressure on trying to manifest just one specific thing. I want you to look at your health. It could be physical and mental health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, spirituality. These are all conveyor belts coming to you, my fellow brothers and sisters, and you can get all these working at the same time. And that is part of your manifesting lifestyle. I do work with you on your big faith 10X goal. And then after that are your most important experiences every day, your 3 to 6 most important experiences, and then your other experiences throughout the day. I got a system. I've got a format for that works like a charm. I know it works. I collapsed from 70 years into this to share this with you. But I just manage expectations that when you're starting anything new, there is somewhat of a learning curve, but I can guarantee you there are manifesting, and I wouldn't call these manifesting hacks. It's not like it's some kind of secret sauce or something, but we're going to be talking about today again for gratitude. Gratitude, you can start this, my fellow brothers and sisters, without reading a book, just starting to give genuine gratitude, writing it out, thinking about it, verbalizing it, sharing it with yourself and self-talk. You can start that. So, Mikey, our fellow brothers and sisters don't have to worry about, 1 hour. They can literally start that without even spending 60 minutes on it to start to give gratitude. And that is one of the top 5 most important ingredients. I carry my Vega coin in me all day long in my pocket. I carry this in my pocket, and there's 5 letters, VEGGA. visualize with emotion your goal in gratitude, and take action. So, one of the top 5 ingredients in my 15 key ingredient recipe for manifesting success. So, 10,000 hours, Mikey, that's mostly about managing expectations. The second one that I see you have queued up for today is abundance, and how powerful. I am so happy and grateful now that I live in abundance all day, every way. Every day in every way, in every way, I live in abundance every day in every way, all day in every way possible. I'm so happy and grateful now I live in abundance. The universe, my fellow brothers and sisters, you are either in a high vibration state or a low vibration state. If you're in a creative mindset, you're in a high vibration state. If you're in a competitive mindset, you're in a low vibration state. If you're in a faith mindset, you're in a high vibration state. If you're in a fear mindset, you're in a low vibration state. And that leads us to abundance. When you're in an abundance mindset, my fellow brothers and sisters, you are in a high vibration state, a high vibration state. If you're in a scarcity mindset, you're in a low vibration state. The universe has placed what I refer to as a universal supermarket in front of you and all around you, 360 degrees. And you've got your universal shopping cart. And the great part is this universal supermarket is stacked up to the sky and all around you. And you get to pick out whatever you want. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything. You already have this gift inside of you to access this creative power. That's what I'm here for, to awaken the untapped creative power that lives within you, to awaken that so that you can, if you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. That's what I'm here for. So just getting these proper mindsets that there is abundance. And I say belief is as to everything external to you, that you have belief in that you have been blessed, that you can manifest anything you can imagine. And then faith is everything internal to you, that you do have these special skills. You're an eternal, endless spiritual being. Your spirit is perfect. Your spiritual DNA is perfect. Your spiritual spark is perfect. You've been given free will. You have so much to work with. So please, I implore you, my fellow brothers and sisters, start to look through the world, start to look through your world through the lens of abundance.
Papi, I love that. You're big on visualization, and I love the image of me just like walking through the grocery store with my, my cart, and just putting things in my cart that I want the universe to give me. I think that's a great way to visualize things, So fill up your cart, with all those positive things that you want to manifest. And then you did mention your 28-day coaching video, and that's really exciting. I'm excited for that. But in the meantime, if you're listening to us today, you get a coaching tip from Papi. So, Papi, what coaching tip to manifest the law of attraction are you going to share with us today?
Yes, beautiful. Yeah, Mike, the one that came through loud and clear, of course, you and I were talking about earlier, is you are never too young to get started, because I do get asked this question on a regular basis. And especially when I was with that group of those young adults, Mikey, it came up. I mean, the earlier that you can start, the better. The earlier that you realize that you're an eternal spiritual being and you have all this power within you. And it's not about this 3D world conflict. The emotions, Mikey, of jealousy, anger, fear, worry, doubt, even illness, violence, physical confrontation, Mikey, these are all abnormal as far as sea level for the universe. There should be none of that. And once we start to get in tune with living that type of lifestyle and working through the 4th dimension, which is all about awakening and transitioning, that's what I'm for, is the awakening. I had probably, in the last, even this week, Mikey, I would say I probably had 2 or 3 individuals who I've been coaching up, helping out every time they need help. And they all 3 said the same thing. They said, Papi, I view you as a catalyst. Now, these 3 people had known somewhat about mind, body, and spirit, but had been wrestling with it, never had any success. They'd been sort of stuck in the mud. They would get called back to it from their subconscious mind and never had a breakthrough. And all of them have had wonderful breakthroughs. And I just thought it was so fascinating that they said, Papi, I want to thank you for being a catalyst, for you helping me to manifest this into my life. I could have never done it without you. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about these individuals. They did it. I was just here. I'm a servant leader. I'm here to serve my fellow brothers and sisters. That's what I'm here for. And it comes up again with these younger students, Mikey. It was a lot of great conversations, and a lot of them were just so excited. There was one young gentleman, he was raised as a Buddhist, and I think he changed his religion. Somebody modified it a few years ago. But this young gentleman, he was about a foot shorter than me. He came up to me after the presentation, said, Papi, you've moved me so much with this, and this spoke so much to my heart, my mind, my subconscious. He said, would you mind if I prayed on you? If I said a prayer, I want to thank you in appreciation. So he prayed on me, he put his hand on my shoulder, his right hand on my shoulder, I put my right hand on his shoulder. But, when you're going to say, how can it affect the young person? I had women that came up, Mikey. It was interesting because there was 3 women, and they were 3 young women. And again, these are all sort of business school students. A lot of them are like majoring in entrepreneurship. There were 3 young women that came up to me. One woman was born and raised in Somalia, Africa. One was born and raised in Ethiopia, I believe. And the other one was born and raised in South America. And the conversation that they had, Mike, and saying about being inspired and thinking about how they can go back and share this with their family and what they'd like to do. They wanted to talk about having me come out to do a presentation at the University of Nebraska, but just to see these young minds and to see them stimulated and what they can do. So yes, the sooner that our fellow brothers and sisters can at least open their mind and entertain this and say, is there another way other than this 3D world and what I see all around me? And I'm just saying, Mikey, we're as positive as can be here. One of my favorite things is we love happy here. We love happy around here. We love happy. But when you turn on the radio, when you turn on the television, when you go and listen to social media, when you're having a talk with a family member of yours, even some of our fellow brothers and sisters, when they hear the weather report, they get in a bad way. It's putting them sideways for the day. There's a lot of challenges coming at you that I talk about rejecting and canceling from your conscious mind. But let's start to work inside out. That's all outside in. I'm working with you to develop this inside out, to take this pure spirit and energy and power that's coming into you and use it properly and use what's available to you for you to be able to manifest anything you can imagine. So again, Mikey, a great topic. Yes, emphatically, yes, you are never too young to get started.
Absolutely. And the sooner you get started with something, the better off you are. And the sooner you get started, you're working on those 10,000 hours already. You're just inching up, cutting them away, the sooner you get started. So that's great. And like you said, we love happy around here, and we also love to give gratitude, but we also give affirmations. And Pappy, you give affirmations every day, and you always make sure that they start in the here and now, in the present. And they always begin with, I am so happy and grateful now that. And I know you have one that you're going to share with us.
Yeah, Mikey, thank you for that present reminder. I can remind our fellow brothers and sisters every day, Mikey, that the universe is eternally grounded in the present. So one of the main challenges that human beings have is what they're doing. Again, you've heard me say before, I'm pretty sure out of every 5 thoughts that the average human being has, 4 of them are negative. 4 negative out of 5. And our fellow brothers and sisters, you'll become what you think. What did I say earlier? You're thinking 4 negative thoughts out of every 5. You will attract what you feel. 4 negative thoughts out of every 5. You will create what you imagine. So just think about how powerful this is. You're in control, and giving gratitude to the universal intelligence. And again, Mikey, I usually do my reminder at the beginning. My fellow brothers and sisters, my message, my mission, what I've been tapped on the shoulder for, so to speak, is to deliver this message to you. And I come from a perspective and point of 100% neutrality. 100% neutrality. I'm neutral as to religions. I'm neutral as to governments. I'm neutral as to politics. I'm neutral as to fellow brothers and sisters who want to be argumentative. I'm neutral to all of that. And I implore you to stay neutral as well. Just within the last week, I've spoken to fellow brothers and sisters of ours from Cameroon, Africa, South Sudan, Africa, from South Africa. I just had an extensive Zoom yesterday evening with a gentleman from Australia. And the point I'm making to my fellow brothers and sisters is there's a lot of different belief systems out there. And it's unique that every human being thinks that their belief system is the greatest, and they're all in, whatever it may be, if it's a religion or agnostic or atheist, just whatever their belief system is. And I stay neutral as to all of that. I'm just here to offer suggestions to you and offer this to you and offer this to your subconscious mind to see if it resonates with you. And if you're willing to take a look at, is there another way to approach my life regarding living my best life of health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, and spirituality because what I've been working on for the last 20, 40, 60, 80 years has not been working too well. So the affirmation for today, Mikey, that dovetails in everything is, I am so happy and grateful now that universal intelligence loves me and desires for me to co-create with it and live my best life every single day. So source energy, Mikey, not only created this perfect, and perfect is hard to get our minds around, almost impossible. I mean, pretty much this perfect and infinite universe of universes, all operating on its perfect and infinite universal laws. And we are in a game of life, as I said, Mikey. These are the rules of the game. I am even more happy and grateful now that universal intelligence has directed me and is teaching me and has reached out to me and teaching me about this thought world that I live in within this perfect and infinite universe. I am most happy and grateful now that universal intelligence is speaking to this affirmation, Mikey. The universal intelligence knows your name, knows my name, but more importantly, knows your name and truly desires for the structure of everything for you to, and the key word here is, my fellow brothers and sisters, co-create with it. Co-create with it. Take your faith and align that with the belief. It's like a hand in a glove, and you will walk into your new life. It'd be like walking through a very thin screen, and just at some point in time, you're in your new life, your new improved 10x version of yourself, health, wealth, happiness, love, relationship, spirituality. So the main points here, Mikey, about this affirmation are, again, the awe-inspiring power of source energy, universal intelligence, that we all are loved. That you are loved beyond your wildest comprehension, and the table and plate is set in front of you for you to be able to co-create and manifest literally anything you can imagine. What's more exciting than that? You can literally have in your life whatever you desire. You approach this universe honestly and humbly and from a degree of humility, and you are genuine and authentic, and you're there. It's not a question. Manifesting success is never a question of if, it's only a question of when. My fellow brothers and sisters, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 years, I don't know. It doesn't matter. You have all these wonderful conveyor belts coming to you. There will be something that sometimes, Mikey, when I'm coaching our fellow brothers and sisters, Papi, I would have thought this would have came to me sooner. I'm like, well, how long have you been working? I just say, oh, a year, 2 years. Well, what about these other conveyor belts? You look at the other ones and say, man, I would have thought that health thing or whatever else it was, that would have taken me 3 or 4 or 5 years. That started 3 years after I started thinking about it and leaning into it and applying my feelings and working on it. So the universe is going to deliver to you what should be delivered to you when it's ideal to be delivered to you. That is going to happen as long as you open up to it and you engage it. You're going to attract what you feel. And I'm trying to get your feelings at the right level. I talked about these high vibration states before. And Mikey, when we just did that affirmation, our fellow brother says, well, they'll hear me talk about a launch point. So you want to be up here in an abundance mindset. Think of your body as the image here, as the metaphor, above your waist in a high vibration, not low vibration, as high as possible. And when you reach out to the universe with your affirmation, with your intention, with your prayer, whatever it is, you're launched from this wonderful, glorious high vibration, from these wonderful action. There's an equal and opposite reaction. So what were we saying a little bit ago, Mikey, about launching from from being at a high launch point in the positive vibration state and higher here, not just slightly above my waist, but the higher we get, using our body here as a metaphor. What does the universe say? The universe appreciates that. It's sending that positive energy back. You're grateful for the roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food on your table. We're going to keep that coming. We're going to keep that coming. Now, Mikey, we're allowed to ask for more. And you have to ask. If anyone's listening, they hear me talk about that an awful lot. You have to ask. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm driving a 10-year-old used car. I want that in my life. I want in life how that woman holds herself out and how she holds herself out in public. I want to hold myself out with my sternum right up here and with that confidence whenever I go out in public. My fellow brothers and sisters, you can have all of this and start to give gratitude for it ahead of time. And Mikey, gratitude just in conclusion.
Better as a person too. Like you talked about, like your evening ritual we talked about in previous webinars, like that's part of my evening ritual, is to write my gratitude down in a journal. It just makes me feel so much better. It makes me like review my day, like you talked about, and just figure out where I want to head to tomorrow. And it's just a great way to end the day. And it's a great way to give back to the universe because, like you said earlier, the universe, it's a great question and a great answer. As you mentioned earlier, Pappy, your book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, is available on audio as well as a physical form. It's in Spanish. It's in English. If you can't afford it, you can download it for free. I mean, there's no excuse not to have this book in your hand. And I think it's so important to have this book because so many powerful quotes come through you from the universe, and you share them in your book. And you have one ready for us today. Pappy, what quote are you sharing with us?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, and we get so many positive comments about the quotes, Mikey, and even in the 28-day manifesting accelerator I mentioned before someone reads the book, even just go through initially, look at the table of contents, but just read the quotes at the beginning of every chapter. I can pretty much guarantee anyone they'll be at a lot higher vibration just from reading these quotes and much more educated as well, even if it's the first time they've ever come into contact with anything in the mind, body, spirit space and manifesting anything, law of attraction, if that's unfamiliar territory to them. And just to set up this quote, Mikey, I run into so many fellow brothers and sisters and think about this. One of the most important highways that we're driving down our life, Mikey, we're driving down the highway of life and we're moving right along. And then in front of us, we see that it's veering off to the right or veering off to the left, one way or the other. And that the road marker on one side says 3D highway, the other one says 5D. And I would just suggest, Mikey, to our fellow brothers and sisters, that the most important decision of your life, are you going to approach this? I mean, I love my Italian grandfathers and my grandparents, and my dad worked in that steel mill. My grandfathers worked for over 40 years. They were on the 3D highway. You already, if you just listened to the show today, have heard more about this wonderment than all of my grandmothers and my mother and father. Did their money, you've got extra bills. You work 6 days a week, 7 days a week. And oftentimes the standard week was almost 50 to 60 hours. But you were working these extra hours, the sweat of your brow, the ache of your neck, the ache of your back. That's the 3D highway. Somebody else has your stuff, anger, jealousy, confrontation, all these things which are completely abnormal to the universe, to universal harmony. So my fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, when I talk to them, I just see visualization, images an awful lot where they're walking up a hill sort of 24 hours a day, walking uphill. They're deciding they're going to be in a race and they're putting on they're going to run a marathon of life and they're putting on a 20 or 30 pound weighted vest and some weights around their wrists and some weights around their ankles, that they're doing everything the hard way because they're just focused on this 3D world. Look at the 5D version. And as you come into yourself and immerse yourself in this, I say, Mikey, metaphorically, you'll see a wonderful little stream next to you. So I've never seen that stream before. Pappy talks about manifesting. Do I have to do all the heavy lifting? You know, you can see this. Maybe there's a sign there. You hear a voice. Come on over here. We'll do 80 to 90% of the work for you. You see a canoe there. You see a kayak. You see a little fishing boat, maybe an inner tube, whatever you like, just very gently, the stream's rolling. Now, you're not walking uphill. You're not running into the wind, into like a 40 or 50 mile an hour wind hitting you in the face trying to run. Not running a marathon with all these weights on. You can get in that stream, in this universal stream, and allow it. I'm telling you, Mikey, we get to, in human language, we need to, but we get to perform efficient, joyful action to seal the deal, to co-create with the universe. Okay, the universe won't do 100%. You need to and get to perform efficient, joyful action. Now, this stream, get in it, and it will do 80 to 90% of the work. So just setting up this quote, the quote from the book that you pulled out, Mike, is in chapter 8. There is an abundance of opportunity for you to go with the tide instead of trying to swim against it. Always find the direction of the flow. It's all around you, my fellow brothers and sisters. Find the direction of the flow and ride it. Let it in. Universal intelligence do the work for you and co-create with them. Mikey, this is one of the greatest days in our fellow brothers and sisters' lives when they realize this is not all on their shoulders 100%, that they have this creative power within them to manifest and they can imagine. And you don't have to do even 50%. You have to do 50% with your thoughts and with everything else in your manifesting lifestyle. Get on that stream. Let the universe do the majority of the work and you finish it off with your efficient, joyful, inspired actions, and you will have in your hand what you think in your mind, you will hold in your hand. So thank you, Mikey. That was a great quote that you queued me up for today.
Awesome. So to summarize, just kind of go with the flow, right? Just let it take you where it takes you.
Find that flow when you get in it. If I can say one last thing, Mikey,
Mhm.
I've always been a dog lover my entire life and had a bunch of dogs. Had up to 4 dogs at one point in time. It was the most I ever had at one point in time. But have a little dog now. And this dog that I have is Basie. I would say Zen dog. And if you just look at him, and this is other creatures in nature, they're very natural. We human beings are the only mammal, the only animal that's outside of our comfort zone, so to speak. It's very uncomfortable for us. Other animals, they're born. You see, Mikey, you're more of an outdoor person than I am. You see, and I'm using the wrong words, so maybe like a baby deer, any animal in the wild, and they're getting after like in very short order. Like you see, as soon as those birds hatch out of their egg and a nest, they're flying in very short order. So animals have this ability, they just are naturally in it and they go with the flow and just watch them and pick up on that. Dogs and cats have a very high vibration. They're actually helping our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, who are in a vibrational state below their waist, so to speak. Their pet typically 9 times out of 10 or more has a higher vibration they do. And especially when your dog first greets you and is coming toward you with that 100% unconditional love and is all over you, or if you're a cat person, your cat's on your lap and you're petting and it's purring, it's meowing for you. That vibration, Mike, is even higher. That's almost like as high as you can hold your hand up for a human. And our fellow brothers and sisters are receiving energy. What did I say earlier, Mike? There's this balance in the universe. And our pets and other animals, but especially our pets, are helping us raise vibration levels and are actually helping a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters who are in low vibrationary states. So again, my fellow brothers and sisters, back to the quote Mikey just queued up, go with the flow, identify that, turn off your conscious mind, your stinking thinking, Mr. Stupid, learn what your limiting beliefs are that are hardwired and in your software operating system, in your bowl, I call it, in your subconscious mind. Shut all this off. And as you tune that noise down, you will see that stream right next to you and it'll change your life to the good like nothing you could ever imagine. So thank you so much for today. Thank you, Mike and Suzanne. Namaste. I thank all of our fellow brothers and sisters. One last thing, Mikey, I'm going to sound to our fellow brothers and sisters, love, light, and positive energy coming towards all of you. So thank you so much. Namaste.
Awesome. What a great way to end the show. So we'll take all that positive energy and carry it with us throughout the day. So thank you. If you're new to Papi Mindset Coach, be sure you're signed up on PapiMindsetCoach.com to receive Papi's free educational emails and get access to upcoming live events conducted by Papi to help you manifest the health, wealth, happiness, and love of your dreams. And one additional reminder to please remember to like, subscribe, and share Papi Mindset Coach on all your favorite social media links. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit PapiMindsetCoach.com for more resources and follow us at Papi Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.